The ongoing saga surrounding WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan and her medical status has taken a distressing turn, with backstage sources confirming that the top-tier Raw superstar is still undergoing extensive medical treatment and specialized evaluation for a severe head injury. The injury, which sent shockwaves through the locker room and the broader professional wrestling community, has left the current champion in a precarious position despite her continued hold on the championship gold. What makes the situation even more compelling and volatile for the WWE landscape is the identity of the person responsible, a prominent, heavily pushed WWE star who has since vanished from television programming entirely, adding a layer of thick mystery and intense speculation to the developing real life and on-screen drama. The initial incident occurred during a highly volatile period on Monday Night Raw during the high-stakes build-up to WrestleMania 42, where Liv Morgan was heavily positioned as the center of the women's division. During a chaotic, physical encounter that featured a brutal head-on collision, Morgan bore the brunt of a devastating impact that immediately raised red flags among ringside medical officials. While the initial reporting suggested a standard sports-related concussion protocol, the lingering nature of the symptoms and the extended medical oversight indicate that the head injury was far more severe than anyone inside the company initially let on. Behind the scenes, Morgan has been meeting with neurological specialists to address persistent issues, undergoing rigorous testing, and managing a rehabilitation protocol designed to safely navigate the complex and unpredictable nature of head trauma in a high-impact sport. Compounding the severity of the situation is the fact that the performer who caused the injury has since become completely absent from the company's weekly touring schedule and televised broadcasts. In the high-stakes environment of modern sports entertainment, an unplanned absence following a major, legitimate injury to a top champion always sparks immediate debate. Within the locker room, the sudden vanishing act of this prominent star has fueled intense discussions regarding whether the absence is a punitive measure handed down by Triple H and WWE management, a mandatory cooling-off period to let the heat dissipate, or a creative decision to completely rewrite the planned storylines that were originally scheduled to dominate the summer months. Fans and analysts alike have noted the stark contrast between Morgan's public struggle to stay active while managing her medical care and the absolute radio silence surrounding the absent star's immediate future with the company. Despite the grueling reality of her ongoing medical treatment, Liv Morgan has demonstrated the fierce resilience that has defined her career, fighting tooth and nail to maintain her presence on television and protect her hard-earned spot at the top of the mountain. WWE's medical team has historically maintained an incredibly strict zero-tolerance policy regarding head injuries, often pulling talent from physical action at the slightest sign of lingering post-concussion symptoms. The fact that Morgan is navigating this intense treatment plan while remaining the focal point of the division speaks volumes about her value to the company's current direction, but it also places an immense amount of pressure on her shoulders. Every week she appears on screen, she is operating under a microscope, with management closely monitoring her cognitive health and physical comfort to ensure she does not aggravate a condition that could potentially jeopardize her long-term career. The ripple effects of this situation are being felt across the entire creative department, as writers and producers have been forced to constantly adapt their long-term booking strategies. Originally, the fierce rivalry between Morgan and the now-absent superstar was intended to serve as a multi-month blockbuster feud that would anchor the pay-per-view schedule well into the summer. With one half of the equation entirely missing from television and the other half operating under strict medical limitations, the creative team has had to pivot toward temporary storylines, heavily leaning on alliances and faction warfare to protect Morgan from taking unnecessary physical risks in the ring. This cautious booking approach has kept the champion protected from heavy impacts, but it has left a noticeable void in the division that can only truly be filled once the underlying issue is resolved. As the weeks progress without a definitive medical clearance or a concrete update on the absent star's return date, the frustration among the WWE Universe continues to mount. The lack of transparent information from official corporate channels has only allowed the rumor mill to run rampant, with various wrestling news outlets offering conflicting reports on the severity of Morgan's condition and the ultimate status of her aggressor. For Morgan, the primary focus remains entirely on her health, as recovering from a significant head injury requires an immense amount of patience, rest, and precise medical intervention that cannot be rushed for the sake of television ratings or creative convenience. The wrestling world remains on high alert, collectively hoping for a full and robust recovery for the resilient champion while anxiously waiting to see how WWE management handles the eventual, highly anticipated return of the star who caused the damage.